Then we'll jump into our new theme for the week. Please join with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who commands us with mitzvot, commanding us in the counting of the Omer. And we announce the day of the Omer. Hayom Hamisha Asar Yom Shehem Shnei Shavuot Yom Echad LaOmer, which means today is the 15th day of the Omer, which corresponds to 2 weeks and 1 day. All right, so our theme for this week is Shmirat Haguf, caring for our body, but really Shmirat Haguf or Shomrei, that comes from the root to guard or to protect. So it's really about protecting or guarding our own bodies, ourselves. And so this week we're going to be digging into different themes about taking care of ourselves. We're going to start tonight. I'm going to share a well-known teaching from Pirkei Avot, so it might be familiar to you. And Pirkei Avot chapter 3 teaches Ein Kemach, Ein Torah, Ein Torah, Ein Kemach. If there's no bread, then there's no Torah. And if there's no Torah, then there's no bread. And it's one of those it's part of a larger paragraph, but the Pirkei Avot is full of little one-liner bits of wisdom. And the idea is that, quite simply, if we have to get our basic needs met. We have to take care of ourselves and make sure we have our basic needs met in order that we are able to truly engage in the study of Torah. And at the same time, in Torah, in Kemach, if there's no Torah, there's no bread. To me, I understand that to mean kind of the spiritual side of that, which is that if we are not engaging spiritually in some sort of practice, and for the rabbis it was obviously study of Torah, then we are also not nourishing our souls. And we're missing an important part of that sense of wholeness of what it means to take care of ourselves. It's not just about our physical selves. So I love this teaching, and anyone, I'm sure you've all had those experiences when you're trying to do something and you are just trying to push through and miss a meal because you're just trying to get something done, and maybe you're able to concentrate, but I don't know about you, but I can definitely tell the difference in my brain when I have not taken care of my physical needs, mostly drinking, staying hydrated, and feeding myself. So Pirkei Avot was the rabbis were onto something there, and the idea of bread represents like basic sustenance. It's filling. It can be nutritious. There are plenty of breads that are processed in our world that we know are not so nutritious. But that brings me to one of the other things I want to talk about today, which is the Community Loaves Project, which we had our training this morning with Community Loaves Project, but I just want to share a little bit here because if people missed it, if you want to get trained, you can still get the info you need to participate. And I know we have several TBT members participating. So Community Loaves Project started last April of 2020 and they work with Hope Link, and you go through the training to make a very specific type of honey oat bread, I think it is. And you bake, there are days where you bake loaves of bread, and then those get distributed through Hope Link. And it's an amazing project. It's really taken off. They recently expanded, I think, to the Portland area. And it's a beautiful way to engage in the mitzvah of feeding the hungry. And it's, they say that one of the sure, you can just like, you could go buy a loaf of bread and donate it, and that's fine and good. But they say that by making loaves of bread, that we're giving some of our heart to, we're showing that we care, which is wonderful. And I also, back to that piece about stuff being processed, like we know that um, we're making bread that is providing more healthy sustenance than, you have to be more careful with what you buy at the grocery store. So um, it's a beautiful mitzvah to participate in the Community Loaves Project. I hope lots of people sign on to do that. I hope it continues long after the pandemic ends, or we move to the next phase of the pandemic. And I hope that you also take time to feed yourself, take care of your body, both physically and spiritually. So we will see you back here tomorrow.